Mr. President, welcome to the Mid-South.
Thank you very much.
Well, you are here to campaign for a couple of candidates for the U.S. Senate. Are you a little disappointed that this race or these races are as close as they are, especially in two deep red states that you won so handily?
Well, I think Roger is in great shape, and I think Cindy Hyde-Smith, she's going to do really well. She's leading by, I think, quite a bit, but you still have to go out and vote. And I know my numbers here are terrific. I love the people of Mississippi. They are great people. So that's why I'm here. If my numbers weren't good, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here at all. But I won the state by many, many votes, and these are great people. So Cindy Hyde-Smith's in a race that I think she's substantially up, but I still want to make sure she's in good shape. Roger Wicker is Roger's Roger. He's doing great.
Mr. President, since you were elected, it seems like the political climate in Washington has become even more divided. Do you think that some of the controversies within your administration help lead to that division and perhaps even the reason that some of these races are as close as they are?
I actually think, we have a very unified party. As you know, there are poll numbers showing I'm in the 90s, even sometimes the mid-90s in the Republican Party, which is a record. I think we actually have very, very strong in terms of the Republican. If you look back to the Obama administration, I think it was worse, okay? And I've said it to a lot of people. It might have been a little bit more silent, but I think it was much more divided than it is right now. But there's no question there's a big division in the country, and I don't like to see it, but it's there.
You know, even among the casual observer, they would have to say that your conservative Republican base absolutely adores you. They love you. All you have to do is look at the people who were lining the streets on our trip from the Memphis International Airport to the Landers Center. There were thousands of people out there documenting your journey, wishing you well. Of course, there are thousands waiting for you here in the Landers Center. So you see that, and then you have these Democrats who immensely dislike you. How do you explain that great divide?
Well, they don't like a strong military. I do. We're going to have the strongest military we've ever had. Everything made right here. The ships and the missiles and everything. And we won't have to use it because we'll be so strong, nobody's going to want to mess with us, right? That's always important. We have a very strong law enforcement ethic. We agree with ICE. We don't want people coming in. ICE is fantastic, the job they do, and they go after the toughest people. And these toughest people are concerned with ICE because ICE is tougher than them. They want open borders. I mean, basically, they want open borders. They want crime. They're going to destroy your Medicare, if you look at it. Medicare is a great thing. They're going to destroy it. So many different things, and you look at what they're doing, and it's actually a little hard to understand where they're coming from. They want high taxes. We want low taxes. Now, who can feel good about that? But we've cut our taxes. We've cut regulation. We're for law and order. We're for very powerful, strong, presence because we don't want people hurt. And yet they're on the other side of the equation. So someday somebody will explain what that's all about.
Mr. President, let's talk briefly about your Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah. Are you concerned at all about the controversy that is surrounding his nomination, that he may not be able to serve effectively, and that there are some on the other side of the aisle who say that any decision he makes would be tainted?
Well, I just think he's a fantastic person. For 10 years, everybody talked about Brett Kavanaugh was the ultimate Supreme Court judge, would have been. He was going to go on the court someday. This was going for years, until about 3 weeks ago, when they started hitting him with all sorts of things and charges that I don't believe for a minute. And what they've done to that man and that family is so sad when I look at it. I watched him the other day, and I said, he can't believe it. Did you see the one time when he was reading a question and he was just shaking his head? And you could see he was shaking his head saying, I can't believe I'm here. Because this is just something that was impossible. He was the most qualified person maybe ever put up. And what they've done to him, and now all of that, I think just about all of that is all gone. It was all uncorroborated. It was fabricated stories in many cases. A very, very sad situation. And I'm with them all the way. We can't let that happen where somebody comes out of nowhere and makes a charge and, you're guilty and you have no chance of proving your innocence. The whole thing, it's supposed to be the other way around. You're innocent until proven guilty. And I'll tell you what, the people of Mississippi are with him. I see it. And you see all those thousands of people outside trying to get in. They can't get in, unfortunately, because it's packed. But those people are with us. We have something going that I don't think has ever happened in this country. We have people, I use the expression, make America great again. Keep America great. That's going to be in another year because we've come so far. You look at the unemployment numbers, they're at a record low and for every group, African American, you take a look, Asian American, women. You look at every group is at a number that's historically the best. And we're doing a great job. But what's happening to Judge Kavanaugh is disgraceful. And I think it's energizing the Republican Party.
I've got the signal here. I know you're running short on time. Let me ask you one question about tariffs. We have a lot of farmland here in the Mid-South, a lot of farmers. Some of them are concerned about these tariffs hurting them and their production. Even one of your strongest advocates, Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee, who's running for the U.S. Senate as well, she's not sure this is the right course of action. Why do you think it is?
Well, she doesn't have to worry about it anymore, neither do you, because, as you know, we made our deal with Mexico and Canada yesterday.
But what about with China?
That's not a tariff. Well, China is another thing. We're going to straighten that out. China is a very important element going on right now. China has been taking billions and billions of dollars out of our country for years, $500 billion a year for years. We rebuilt China, and it's got to stop. And about 5 months ago, we started the move. This should have been done by presidents for decades, and nobody did it. And we are doing fantastically as a country, and they're not. And that's to a certain extent because of us. Not that I want that to happen, but they are not doing well, and we're doing fantastically well. And I believe that they will come back, just like you have the new NAFTA deal. I don't want to use the word NAFTA because it was such a terrible deal for our country with what they did to jobs and businesses leaving our country. But now we have a trade deal that's a great deal. And that'll happen with China, too, and the farmers appreciate it. And you know what the farmers are saying? Let the president do what he does best. Let him do it, because you cannot allow what's happening with China to continue. So we're doing very well against China. I don't even call it a trade war. We're doing very well. Remember this, billions and billions of dollars are coming into the coffers of the United States, paid for by China. And it's turning very quickly. They would like to talk. They would like to make a deal. At the right time, we'll probably make a deal, but I think it's too early.
All right. Mr. President,
and the farmers, by the way, the farmers, these are great patriots. They know what I'm doing is right, and we love them. And just like I produced with Canada and with Mexico, where the markets are now expanded, they're going to have a much bigger market, we're going to do something even more special with China.
Mr. President, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Great.
Safe travels.
Great to be with you.
You mind if she gets a quick shot of